pictures we got?
No.
Is that picture right there?
No. No, it's big.
But I don't blame NBC.
No more than you were with the video that Harrison Clebo, the stuff that they made in the long trench coats and everything.
Absolutely.
Back with
and there is a taxi driver kind of, mentality to this.
And you hate the idea that, here's what you hate. He's already killed 2, 30 more are coming, and in between, he's planning this grand exit.
Yep.
He's putting his tapes together. He's going a mile and a half to
assembling his media package.
That's exactly right. And that drives you crazy. Now, you want to blame it on the cops that somehow in that hour and a half, 2 hours, they're going to share it with
that's part of it.
You could do that. They got a bad lead. They follow the bad lead. I don't know where you stand on that. Mike and I can discuss this. Charles?
Sure.
I don't blame Tech. I think they're out of it now, the president. The cops had it in their hands, and they thought they had the guy. And he's out there, Mike, going to a post office at 9:01.
What did you...
I mean, that's what the tech.
What did you think as you watched it? What went through your mind as you saw it?
No case.
Charles?
It was so... Your point is well taken. It was extremely difficult to look at, but you found yourself morbidly compelled to look at the darn thing.
We're all going to
all you saw was...
listen,
it was
I'm
just...
not a phony.
No, we're all... America made sure it... I told my wife to TiVo it so I could see it. I was driving...
I couldn't miss it.
But I wanted to see how NBC presented it. You know what I mean? And he basically said, we know we are chronicling or giving exposure to a murderer, but we're also journalists. There was his, basically he should have said, you know what, we're in a business of rating.
I can't, that's being a phony. Brian, don't give me this. I know we shouldn't be doing this, but we have to from a journalistic standpoint.
Everyone knows why you're doing it. Brian, if you don't want to do it, they would have had someone else do it. The bottom line is, when you get that dropped on your doorstep as a news organization,
you have to
that's a big exclusive.
Right. All right, lot to do. We'll take a timeout. Mike and Chris here on this Thursday morning. Stick with us.
Did you know your home can help you pay for college or a home renovation?
Here's a Smart Borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
Because home equity loans are secured by your home, their interest rates are generally lower.
Here it goes to deep left. Hit it high. Hit it far. It is gone. He's done it again. It's the nightly homer from A-Rod. He drilled one in the left field seat. An A-bomb from A-Rod. A 2-run Rodriguez blast. And the Yankees have an 8-2 lead. Oh, boy. John Sterling, I like that. The nightly homer, the nightly message, and the 9th home run in 13 games on pace for a 112. And it brings up an interesting fact. A-Rod used to play for what team?
The Texas Rangers.
And could they have used the home run last night?
They could have used something.
Could they have used a hit last night?
What a disgrace your ball club is. You left out the most important part on A-Rod there. The very end where it said, and the Yankees have an 8-2 lead.
It's still until he doesn't hit these big home runs, right?
Don't go there, guys. Don't go there.
You're the one who said this morning off the air he could hit 75 home runs and he goes 0 for 4 game 1 in the division series and they're booing him out of the bronze. And we all know it's true.
That is his lot in life. But first comes the chase for 112. Or the quest to wipe bonds off the books.
Which is possible. Here's our pal Kant with the 2020 here on WFAN.
All right, guys. NHL playoffs. The Rangers are the first team to advance to the conference semifinals. Swept the Thrashers in a 4-2 win at the Garden. Matt Cullen scored the game winner 2 minutes into the third period. New Jersey won in overtime 4-3 to even their series with Tampa at 2-2. Scott Gomez with the difference maker there. And the Islanders lost to the Sabres 4-2, a potential game-tying goal. No goal with less than 2 minutes left. And also New York now trailing that series 3-1 as a result. The Sharks lead 3-1 over Nashville with a 3-2 win. In baseball, some history in Chicago.
Fans are chanting Burley, Burley. The 1-1 to Laird. Swing, bouncing ball to third. This could be it. Greedy has it, throws to first. Burley's got a no-hitter. He no-hits the Rangers. The last time this happened, 1991 at Baltimore, Wilson Alvarez no-hit the Orioles. Unbelievable.
That's Ed Farmar on WSCR in Chicago. Mark Burley threw the no-no. It was also the first no-hitter in Chicago for the Sox since 1967. White Sox shut out Texas 6-0. A-Rod, as you heard a moment ago, home run number 9. Yankees beat the Indians 9-2. Other scores in the American League. Twins over the Mariners 5-4. The Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-1. It was the Orioles with a 6-4 win over the Devil Rays. The A's shut out the Angels 3-0. And in 10, the Royals beat the Tigers 4-3 to end their 6-game losing streak. Back over in the National League, the Mets came up with a victory last night down in Florida as they took care of the Marlins 9-2. Also, it was the Braves with an 8-6 win over the Cubs. In 13, the Nationals beat the Phillies 5-4. Philadelphia now 3-10. Astros 7-2 winners over the Reds. The Brewers took care of the Pirates 7-3. Rockies over the Dodgers 7-2. Giants 6-5 winners over the Cardinals late last night. And the Diamondbacks beat the Padres 5-2. In the NBA, the Warriors are in the playoffs. 120-98 win last night over Portland. They are the 8th seed in the West. The Clippers are out. Lost to the Hornets. New Jersey is the 6th seed in the East. Beat the Bulls, who are now the number 5 seed. They fell all the way from the number 2, and they will have to play the Miami Heat in the first round. Cleveland gets the number 2 seed in the East. And that's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
How many years will it take to pay off your mortgage? 20? 30? The rest of your...
Along with Charles McCord, we have a busy program this morning. Mike Barnacle, Jason Whitlock, Bob Ryan, Jim Watkins. Come on, talk about what they're going to be doing this weekend for autism out at Shea Stadium. You know, to be fair here, as the Yankees and Red Sox start, and with the weather getting nice, you get ready for it. Everyone's excited about it tonight. And yesterday, though, as we talk about A-Rod getting ready to head towards Boston Red Hot, this is something that, to me, is very significant. Let's listen.
Markham comes to the set slowly. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center field deep. Wells going back to the warning track, and this one is gone. Manny Ramirez has tied it with his first home run of the year.
Manny hit his first homer of the year, knotted the game late. The Red Sox went on to beat the Blue Jays. And Manny, who don't like the cold weather, it is a calling card as Manny gets ready for the Yankees and gets hot yesterday because Manny Ramirez, last year, Dog and I talk about this a lot, Charles. Listen to this. Against the Yankees last year, Manny Ramirez was 25 of 45. He had 11 runs scored, 4 doubles, 7 homers, 21 RBIs. He had a batting average of .556 and on-base percentage of .670 against the Yankees. So nice day for Manny to get hot the day before the Yankees arrived.
I know he did not do anything against the Yankees for a couple of years. He was awful in the postseason. And last year, he
could not get him out.
They
could not get him out, and they walked him 17 additional times. So in 62 at-bats against the Yankees, Manny was on base 42 times in 62 at-bats. Unbelievable.
And the Red Sox have played relatively well. I mean, they're 9-5. As a good win they had yesterday. Their pitching's been pretty good.
And they set up well. They got Schilling tonight against Pettit. They have Beckett, who's pitched very well, and he gets Costins tomorrow, and then the enormous mismatch national TV Sunday night. A kid who is right behind the ears, Chase Wright, who you hope can be just right, who has had one major league start, is going up against the great Matsusaka.
But you know,
Con, help me out here, Con.
this is a point setting us up like a bowling pin. This is appointment TV. Forget about it. This is appointment TV.
Matsusaka.
Absolutely.
Be great, Matsusaka. What chance do the Yankees possibly have?
So there we go. I'm in a no-win situation. But I tell you, Mike's been killing Matsusaka. Mike has wanted to see Matsusaka against the Yankees. Let me see him in a big spot. He goes out there and throws a 5-hitter against the Yankees on Sunday night. He's going to be heard about it Monday morning.
I would expect nothing less from Matsusaka.
Here's the flash. The 2020 with Con.
All right, guys. Alex Rodriguez's monumental April continues. His second walk-off home run of the year, 10th of the season, 26 RBIs, 14 games, a 4-run lead blown by Joe Borowski of the Indians, all with 2 outs in the ninth. Yankees finish off the sweep for the Tribe. A-Rod really enjoying it at the stadium.
No, it's exciting, especially at the stadium. I mean, fans were, dying for a big win today, and they were into it, and it was pretty exciting.
Yankees and Red Sox begin tonight at Fenway. Andy Pettit and Kurt Schilling, the starters there. Rest of the scores in the American League. The Red Sox did come away with the victories. You heard a moment ago. Manny Ramirez with a game-tying 2-run homer in the 8th, and they ended up winning at 5-3 over the Blue Jays up in Toronto. The Twins beat the Mariners 6-5. White Sox over the Rangers 6-4. In the National League, the Mets pounded the Marlins 11-3. David Wright now with a 26-game hitting streak. Meanwhile, Rich Hill, 3-0 now for the Cubs. 8 scoreless innings. His ERA, .41, leads the majors. Cubs beat the Braves 3-0. Astros 8-6 winners over the Reds. Phillies doubled up the Nationals 4-2. Brewers 7, the Pirates 5. Giants took care of the Cardinals 6-2. Dodgers rolling 8-1 winners over the Rockies. And the Padres beat the Diamondbacks 11-6. Jake Peavy now is 3-0. NHL playoffs, Ottawa finished off the Penguins a 3-0 shutout as the Sens win the series 4-1. The Ducks advance as well, 4-1, with a win over Minnesota last night that was also 4-1. Brendan Morrow kept the Stars alive. Overtime goal. They beat Vancouver 1-0, and they trail that series 3-2. And Calgary has evened up their series with Detroit at 2 apiece with a 3-2 win last night. According to reports, Greg Oden, Mike Conley Jr., both of Ohio State, will enter the NBA draft. And in college football, Arkansas quarterback Mitch Mustain transferring to USC. That's sports. I'm Chris.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ripa, Mets fan. The other day on Mets.com.
Proposals say it is likely to be a very difficult ride. Many lawmakers from outer boroughs and bedroom communities all around the city probably support it. Other opponents include driver advocacy groups and trucking industry organizations. The mayor says the congestion surcharge plan, which was introduced yesterday, part of a big package of ideas for dealing with a projected population boom. The cleanup goes on in New Jersey a week after major flooding devastated parts of the community of Bound Brook, for example, particularly hard hit. Mud, trees, debris everywhere as the water continues to recede. Maria Ragusa says her family has come out to assist her with the mess.
My grandson coming, and my son-in-law coming, my daughters coming, a lot of people, friends coming, help us.
Acting Governor Richard Cody is asking the federal government for $2 billion to assist in the cleanup. There is more controversy surrounding the crash that seriously injured Governor Corzine. A Berkeley Heights police officer says he was angrily emailing the state trooper who was driving Corzine's SUV just before it slammed into a Garden State Parkway guardrail. Michael Mathis says he was trying to confront Trooper Robert Rasinski, whom he says has been carrying on a lengthy affair with his wife. State police investigators are now trying to figure out if one of Mathis's messages was seen by Trooper Rasinski, the driver, shortly before the crash, possibly through the use of a BlackBerry. And if Rasinski did see the message, what they also want to know is whether it affected his state of mind. Mathis says he hopes that he didn't cause the crash. The weather for the area, sunny skies today, upper 80s. That would break a record. Old record's like 85 or so.
Sounds good to me.
Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 65, and it is currently 55 degrees at 3 minutes after the hour.
StubHub! Listen up, sports fans. Over the past few years, you've heard that StubHub is the best place to buy and sell tickets. So why should you use StubHub? Here's one reason. You're a sports fan. You have season tickets. You have extra season tickets. So you go to StubHub.com, sell your extras, and get cash. Here's another reason. You're a sports fan, and you want good seats for the game. You go to StubHub, find the tickets you want, and get them delivered to your doorstep.
StubHub ticket update.
Looking for great seats? Buy tickets from other fans. Have extra tickets? Sell them to other fans. Pick up Yankee tickets for an upcoming game on StubHub right now. Fans can get MLB tickets to every game on StubHub, even if they're sold out. Whether it's bleacher seats or behind home plate, StubHub has the tickets you want. Sold out? So what? StubHub's got them. To order your sports, concert, and theater tickets today, visit StubHub.com or call 1-866-StubHub. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets.
StubHub!
Do you ever have one of those aha moments where something just dawns on you, like, that's what I did with that file? Well, if you have Optimum Online and Optimum Voice at home, and you own a business or run an IT department, you're about to have a serious aha moment. Okay, you already know how reliable Optimum products are. You've already been spoiled by the high speed of Optimum Online, and you've probably been enjoying the clarity and cost savings of Optimum Voice. But here comes the aha moment. Now you can get Optimum Online and Optimum Voice at work for as low as $29.95 each per month. Hasn't hit you yet? No? Okay. Think of how much your business pays the phone company each month for internet and phone. You could be paying up to 60% less than that with the Optimum Double Play for Business. And if you're not completely satisfied in 30 days, we'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Oh, man, there's ahas going off all over the place. Call 800-784-4990 to sign up or visit Optimum.com for details.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66 WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to have you with us on this Monday morning in New York. Mike and Chris will take you throughout the week. Good to have you aboard. A lot of fun today. We got some things we can have some laughs with. We will do, and of course, the 7 or 8 hours we're with you together. Lots going on with Louis Ruffino and Danny Cronin, Mike and Chris. Good morning there, Michael.
And I will just run for the hills today because I have no defense after this Yankee performance at Boston. I just have to take it like a man and see if I can find a kernel of optimism somewhere. But before we get to that, the latest news from Charles McCord. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, guys. And in the headlines this morning, back to classes today for the kids at Virginia Tech. After last week's massacre, 32 people dead, students and teachers will gather at the dorm where the first victims were shot around 7:15. A moment of silence is then planned at a quarter till 10 this morning Eastern when the second shootings began. Freshman Sarah Lichtenstein, whose parents didn't want her to go back to the campus, says it is best for her to return, in her estimation, to get back to school now.
I thought it would be kind of nerve-wracking, probably, but Tech is kind of one of these places that you feel at home at, and I think that's the feeling that I want to be with this school.
Virginia Attorney General Bob McDonnell, meantime, says investigators will leave nothing untouched, no stone unturned, as they try to get to the bottom of the shootings. Appearing on CNN's Late Edition, McDonnell said the plan is to look at current legislation that deals with mental health issues and firearms to see what, if anything, could have been done to prevent the tragedy.
We are taking time here in Virginia to mourn, to allow these families and parents to bury their children, and then we're going to move quickly to look at every possible aspect of this to find out what could we do better in the future.
However, McDonnell said right now the goal is to take care of those families who lost their loved ones and the entire Virginia Tech community. As classes get set to resume, he's urged everyone to give investigators time to get to the bottom of everything so nothing is left uninvestigated about the shooting and the suspected shooter, Sung-Wee Jo. Students will have a lot of latitude in deciding now how and whether to go back to class. They can withdraw from a course without penalty, take a grade based on what they have done, work they've done so far this year, or continue with the course to the end of the semester. The campus is full of reminders of the violence. There is still yellow crime scene tape around Norris Hall, where Sung-Wee Jo killed the 30 students and faculty members before taking his own life. Of course, he had killed 2 others earlier at the dorm. Much of the investigators' attention is focused on the computer and cell phone of the woman, first victim. Police officials are hoping to see if Joe might have known the woman, Emily Jane Hilscher, what that connection might be. Investigators are also trying to obtain records related to email and eBay accounts that Joe might have used to buy magazine clips for one of his guns, evidence that could help them fill in the extent of his premeditation, just how much planning had actually gone on in this, and they know there's a lot. And memorial services were held in Blacksburg, Virginia, and in fact around the country over the weekend for at least 11 of the victims, with more of those memorials scheduled this week. Also in the headlines quickly, more violence in Iraq. 3 separate suicide bombers, different parts of the country today, have killed at least 27 more people, wounded more than 60. The attacks happened in Mosul, Baquba, and in Baghdad. Police say the one in Baghdad took place less than 100 yards outside the Green Zone, which of course is fortified and home to the U.S. and British embassies as well as the installations of the Iraqi government. And an Iraq war funding bill expected to make its way to President Bush by the end of the week. Congress is poised to send the president a bill that still calls for the withdrawal of U.S. troops, even though he has vowed that he will veto any such legislation. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is scheduled to make a major speech regarding Iraq today, 4 days after saying flatly that the war was lost. But Reid criticizing President Bush's new strategy. Roughly 200 people were killed in just 2 days of violence in Baghdad last week. And top U.S. commanders are suggesting the higher level of American troops now building in Iraq is likely to remain beyond the summer. The president ordering more than 20,000 additional troops to go into Iraq as back in January that occurred. And finally, U.S. Navy investigators are going all over the scene of the crash of one of the celebrated Blue Angels that happened in Beaufort, South Carolina over the weekend, the F-18 Hornet, performing on Saturday and crashed while preparing for the final maneuver of the program. The pilot died, Lieutenant Commander Kevin Davis, 32 years old, who was from Pittsfield, Mass. The jet went into a neighborhood. It damaged some buildings and homes. 8 other people were injured, none of the injuries considered to be life-threatening. The air show went on Sunday as scheduled, but the Angels didn't perform. They went back to their home base at Pensacola, and Lieutenant Commander Davis was a decorated pilot who had joined the Blue Angels in 2005. Those are some of the headlines, Mikey and
Thank you, Charles.
Mad Dog.
And it might break an 85-degree record today, so it could be that hot. It was a beautiful weekend. So it was a weekend that I decided, it'd been so bad. Forget sports all weekekend.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Just get out. Get out Saturday, Sunday. Even thought about taking today off because it's 85 degrees. I watched Sopranos last night. We'll have Uncle June on at 9 o'clock today. Dominic Chini's, who did a great job last night in that eerie performance. It was a strange Sopranos. But other than that, I didn't watch anything. I had no idea what's going on. I'm just going to start fresh this week.
Sports
I get back into baseball today. I decided, get away from everything for a couple of days.
Oh, you didn't miss anything.
Not a thing. What are you kidding?
I decided, so what? Give up a weekend. Give up a weekend. Not pay any attention.
You know what? The Yankees thought the same thing.
They sure did. Oh, baby.
I have nothing to say.
Oh, sweet. Listen, it's April. You can't make that big a deal about it, but for the Red Sox, it was very
Wouldn't know it by you in the newsroom.
Oh, well, listen, the thing is that Torrey managed these games like they were Game 7s of the World Series. I mean, he had Mariano in the 8th inning, pinch running Giambi. The whole thing. The whole thing.
How was your weekend, Charles? Did you watch, wax the car, put the top down, go for a nice ride?
I found that series up in Beantown.
Oh, sweet. Pettit in the 6th inning last night. He pitches him in relief after he pitched Friday.
What'd you do this weekend, Lou? You hit the beach?
It was nice out. It was certainly nice.
It was wonderful weather. You get a tan? What's the deal? Who cared about sports this week? Spring was in the air. The flowers were blooming. Finally, you get outside the house. Who cared about sports this week?
Oh, baby, it was sweet. I mean, that's the thing. I could see the Yankee fan downplaying it, but their manager played it like it was Game 7s of the World Series, left and right.
Get the convertibles out. Who cared about sports this week? I didn't even know what happened.
Well, what is your thoughts, Mike, about losing 3 straight?
Huh? I watched The Sopranos. How about those Devils?
There you go.
How about those Nets?
The Nets Saturday, you had that game called, right? But this was a. You're a Yankee fan. I know you can downplay a rough weekend.
Listen, it was an utter disaster. I mean,
it was ugly.
Friday night set the tone. I have to admit, I had no expectations after Friday night.
Yeah.
That was the one game. Andy always pitches well against the Red Sox. He pitched very well again. You can get on Joe for taking him out too early. Joe sat here at 5 o'clock with us and said, no way am I ever even thinking to bring a Mariano in the 8th inning. He said it to us on Friday.
Yes, he did.
So, and he had reiterated it all week. That was an absolute backbreaker, and you knew it was setting the tone for a bad weekend.
Oh, it did that.
Now, you didn't know it was going to get to the point where each game was going to be a tease, that each game was going to be winnable and lose it. From 6-2 down, Friday night was an utter disaster. Rivera twice in 1 week. For Yankee fans, that is the storming of the Bastille for the Yankee fan. I mean, that is attacking the fortress. Okay, that is not that is getting into the inner sanctum when you beat Rivera twice
into the
in 1 week.
Fortified green
yes,
zone.
that is touching the untouchable. Okay, there are things that can happen, but that cannot happen. From Marco Scudero to, Coco Crisp, okay? It was a very tough week.
I'll tell you one thing about Mariano, the Red Sox, they pound him. I mean, the Red Sox have killed him. So, listen, he's so good, but the Red Sox, he's like another closer of the Red Sox, whether it's in the postseason.
Yeah, he's blown a lot of saves to the Red Sox.
He killed
9 in the last, I think, 5 years.
2 in the postseason, Game 4 and Game 5, which the Yankees blew the 3-zip lead. He blew the one that Billy Miller hit that home run in July. He blew the one at Yankee Stadium In September one year, he blew 2 opening day 2 years ago.
I think he's 24 out of 33 against them, which is, those are lousy numbers. Those are lousy numbers.
I mean, the Red Sox...
Red Sox, but it isn't even a good part of the lineup. Usually it's, Manny and it's Russ. It was Nixon usually who got him, and Manny and Garcia Parra always hit him very hard. But, they did a great job. They beat him up. He had a brutal week from Sunday blowing Pettit's game to Friday night blowing Pettit's game. That was 2 tough losses.
And Mike said it. That did set the tone. The only thing I would say from a Yankee fan perspective, Chuck, as you know, the Yankee fan tried to tell everybody this weekend, what do you want? We're pitching...
So how was your weekend, Chuck?
It was fine.
We're pitching 2 lousy pitchers. I don't want to hear it, huh? The Yankees had a 5-4 lead yesterday in the 7th inning. They had a 6-2 lead in the 8th inning. They had a 4-2 lead in the 9th inning last Sunday in Oakland. They had a 1-1 scenario in Minnesota where Farnsworth got killed. I mean, the Yankees have blown leads left and right, and I don't want to hear the Yankee fans say, well, we've had Mussina out. We've had... Well, I don't want to hear it. The Yankee fans, I don't want to... Bottom line is their bullpen can't hold games.
If Chase Wright never does anything in baseball, if he never sees the major leagues again, he did have an historic moment last night, and I have to admit, watching on television, I did not hear... Have you heard these calls?
I have not, Mike.
Have you heard these calls? Well, I'm sure the back-to-back... Well, let's listen. We started with Manny.
Here's the 2-1 to Manny. Swung on. There it goes to deep left center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. A tremendous home run in the back of the monster seats by Manny Ramirez. So Ramirez homers, and the Yankee lead is 3-1.
We're just warming up. J.D. Drew.
There's the 1-2. Swung on. A high drive to deep right center. Abreu going back. Look it up. That ball is gone. Over the Red Sox bullpen into the right center field bleachers. A long home run for Drew, and the Yankee lead is now 3-2.
He didn't go back-to-back in the belly-to-belly, but here came Lowell.
Now the pitch swung on. There goes to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Over the monster seats out onto Lansdowne Avenue. The 3rd consecutive home run by a Boston batter ties the game at 3.
Oh, well, it wasn't done yet.
Wow.
Here's the 1-0. Drilled to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Boston Red Sox have hit 4 consecutive home runs. This one by Jason Varitek into the monster seats. And the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead.
Well, he did not give you the back-to-back belly-to-belly, huh?
No, I thought he would.
I thought he would,
4
too.
home runs, so Wright at least gets in the record books. That is a baseball. The cockeyed optimist would say this: hey, they're all solo shots.
Perfect.
Good line, Mike.
There you go. There's your nugget. There's your kernel.
Hey, they're all solo shots.
Yeah.
Wright, though, will get too much of the blame. They had a 5-4 lead in the bottom of the 7th inning.
They did.
I mean, that's where I think...
They battled back.
That's where I think the Yankee fan is going off on these injuries. I know they have Matsui out, and they've lost a couple pitchers. I understand all that. But Pavano I don't count because Pavano's always hurt. They lost the 2 pitchers. The bottom line is the Yankee bullpen has been awful. Now, I know they pitched a lot, but, I mean, think about the games they've blown. He never pitches Farnsworth. He has no confidence in him. So if you're going to tell me, well, why is Proctor? You got to give him a break. Well, hold on now. Joe's got Farnsworth out there in the bullpen making $17 million. Pitch him, for God's sakes. It's not like he doesn't have an option. So that's why I think the Yankee fan is trying to, use a few other things to explain this. It's April. We are banged up. We have no pitchers. We're pitching Chase. I don't want to hear it. You got the bullpen that can't hold a game, and they haven't been able to hold a game all year long. That's my problem.
So how was your weekend, Chuck?
My weekend was, hey, not horrible. Nice weather. Got out.
And the Yankees, they actually did a very good job against Matsusaka, who has very good stuff. I mean, it's clear he has. Now, here's one thing. Did you notice that little byplay? And give ESPN credit. They had him on Friday night with Tavares kind of talking through the interpreter on how to pitch A-Rod. And he basically was like, throw in here, and then if you hit him after seconds away, you just tip your cap. Well, what happens the first time he comes up, he hits him and tips his cap. The first was almost like exactly what he said he was going to do.
Good point, Mike.
Hits him with and they hit 4 home runs, and the Yankees don't even go near him. Yankees will not throw. If you went over the last 5 years, if I got a complaint with Joe, they've hit 25 Yankees. They've hit Jeter 10 times. Yankees never even brush a guy back. They had 4 straight homers, and they don't even brush a guy back.
That's a good point. We've been screaming about that for a long time.
The Yankees will not. They hit Yankees right and left, which is fine, but the Yankees never even throw once at these guys.
Hey, listen, from a Yankee perspective, you'll get over it pretty quick.
They don't even go near them.
They never do. Yankees will get over it, but the Red Sox needed this 3-game sweep.
Oh, this was a great thing for the Red Sox. I actually heard a caller knock A-Rod for making the last.
Oh, come on.
the guy's Yankees would have 2 wins without A-Rod. He hit 2 homers on Friday night. I mean, come on, and he also he also scored 2 runs last night. He had a base hit. Papelbon's throwing just brilliantly in the 9th inning.
I didn't see it, but you were telling me.
And let's hear the last out.
Okay.
Now the right-hander is set. And the 0-2. A little ground ball at the third. Lowell goes to second for the 4th. Ball game over. Red Sox win.
Really, John? John.
A little Wayne.
I know it was 11:45, but come on, John.
A little Wayne. Oh, boy.
Well, Abreu worked a walk to try and get A-Rod to the plate. He worked the walk off Papelbon, who just blew away Jeter. Blew him away. And, he got Damon on a pop-up, blew away Jeter. And then Abreu worked the walk, so you figure, here's A-Rod. Hey, well, what can you expect?
You can't expect it.
Got him 0-2, and he had a ground ball the 3rd, game over. Papelbon, who looks just unhittable in April because he throws so hard. The guy's got great stuff. And, hey, Red Sox bullpen was tremendous. Yankee bullpen was awful, and they win 3 games, which I'd say takes away the sting
a little bit
of last August. Now, listen, they have to make the playoffs this year, but the Yankees went up there and laid them for dead last year. They won 5 straight games, finished their season in August.
Mike, I agree.
And the Yankees took an absolute beating this weekend. No way around. They took a beating this weekend.
That's why it was big.
6-2 up on Friday night.
Oh, that's the game. I mean,
took a beating.
And I tell you, here's the thing. The manager managed this like they were very significant games. Mariano in the 8th inning. He told us Friday at 5:30, I will not pitch Mariano under any circumstances in the 8th inning. 5 hours later, there's Mariano in the 8th inning. And he's got 6-3 lead at the time, and he's got Farnsworth sitting on the bullpen.
Hey, Uncle Junior's coming on this morning.
He was great last night, by the way.
The show was weird, though.
Was that the darkest,
most weird?
It seemed disjointed.
Well, the eerie thing last night, too,
hard to follow.
was having a prominent, disturbed Asian kid in the program, considering what went on last week.
I thought about
I
that.
said, boy, what about Tanya?
I consider that, too.
It was, he was an MIT kid, obviously had problems with his parents. I mean, it kind of struck me. I don't know if people were thinking that there's nothing you could do about it, but I mean, it was kind of eerie that, in the same week.
It was
a weird show.
A little coincidental. It certainly was.
When they get out of Tony and they have somebody else dominate the scenes, and I know Dominic...
Uncle Junior was good, though. But, that was a depressing scene.
But when they do that, though, Tony Soprano has to be in these scenes. When they don't put Tony in and they try to center half the show on somebody else, it's not the same episode.
But it was a comment on how those places are run. Boy, what a bleak existence that is. Oh, jeez, with the cat
singing John Denver songs.
Country home, take me home with the medication. Oh, jeez,
it was dark.
Come back, Mike and Chris. Good to have you with us on a Monday morning.
What did you do this weekend, Jack?
This is a rate alert for April 2007. Leading economic indicators have caused the Fed to hold the line on interest rates, and the market has responded with some of the lowest mortgage interest rates in years.
There was no strangers in the night at 2:30 in the morning. Okay, I'll tell you right now, it was empty last night.
Mike and Chris, just getting warmed up on a Wednesday morning. Come on back.
Reduce noise and enjoy your music undisturbed with Bose Quiet Comfort Acoustic Noise Cancellation.
That don't work out the way they were supposed to work out.
Funny, though. Have you heard this one yet?
I have not. I've heard many like it, but let's listen.
And there he goes. Pitch is swung on in line toward the gap. In right center field. It is a base hit. It's one hop to the wall. Matsui scores easily. On to second goes Posada. It is a ribby double for Jorge Posada. And the Yankees tie the game at 2.
He's funny.
He loved it. He loved it. He was so excited to get that game tied. He dies with every loss. He dies with every loss.
And he has an imaginary broadcast partner.
Yeah, he does.
So he's almost
talks to a person during the game when the game goes bad, yes.
John Sterling is...
He turns to his left, and he actually has a dialogue with someone who isn't there.
Mike,
it is a rather bizarre scene.
No, Sterling
should be put on videotape.
As Mike and I have seen it, Sterling can be rough, and he can be difficult and all that. We've seen it, board ops engineers.
Yes.
But the one I know him sort of
very lovable.
He's a character.
Oh, yeah.
He's a character.
Yeah.
And Sterling and John down deep, and I've known him for 25 years.
Very nice man.
He's a good guy.
Sure.
You got to find it, and he's a nutcase.
Yeah.
But he's a decent, he's a good guy.
The word's bizarre.
We've never dealt with those before.
No. This is certifiable. I mean, it is bizarre. But he's a lot of fun, and the Yankee fans love him. Because he gives them a little passion, and he gives them high theater.
He's a theatrical announcer for a theatrical team.
Theater.
It's fun to listen to.
And never let the facts get in the way of a good call.
Why would you?
Why would you? Speaking of facts, we have no coming here, Colin. He has a 20
shaky ones, you know that.
And the 2020, nice to have him with us here, Chris.
Evan made a point yesterday about something Sterling said the other night, and he said Susan made a point, and Sterling goes, Susan, that's a great point. I was about to make it. Anyway.
That's baseball.
He said that about 5 times last night, too.
That's baseball.
You can't figure baseball.
Come on, you just can't figure baseball. NBA, NFL, you're going to work out okay, but baseball, that's baseball.
Where's Mike from Malpack? We need him. On his call.
All right, 5 straight losses for the Yankees. Fell in Tampa 6-4 to the Devil Rays. The big blow, the grand slam by Carl Crawford in the 7th off Mike Myers. Derek Jeter hit by a pitch in the left thigh in the first inning. He had to leave the game. Joe Torre, meanwhile, feels bad for Chin-Ming Wong, who made his first start of the year last night, but saw it go out the window with that grand slam.
Wong literally pitched his tail off, and, was certainly pleased with that. But, we let one get away again. It's been a tough trip in that regard.
Meanwhile, rest of the American League scores from yesterday. Vernon Wells with 4 hits and 3 RBIs. Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 10-3. A's doubled up the Orioles 4-2. In 10, the Angels edged the Tigers 9-8. Indians took care of the Twins 5-3. And the White Sox beat the Royals 9-7. Rangers and Mariners were rained out. In the National League, Mets were back in business. Late-inning heroics for the Mets at Shea.
Okay, over there?
Yeah.
The 2-2 pitch to Easley. Swing and a fly ball toward left center field. It's pretty well hit. Tavares going back, looking up. It's gone! The ball game is tied. A home run by Damian Easley. His second of the season to left center field. And how about that? With 2 strikes on the board, Easley with a pinch hit, home run, and the game is tied at 1.
As Tom McCarthy with the call on the fan, Easley's home run tied it. In the 10th, Andy Chavez laid down a perfect drag bunt with 2 out in the 11th to score Sean Green with the game-winning run, and the Mets beat the Rockies 2-1. Rest of the National League scores, the Braves beat the Marlins 11-6. Phillies won their 4th straight, doubled up the Nationals 6-3. The Pirates shut out the Astros 3-0.
The Bucks.
Yeah, they're rolling right now.
That's our team.
You're flying with that.
That's our Mike and the Mad Dog
I
team.
had a great over-under night.
That's our team.
And I had
we
the
love
Giants.
those Bucks.
How about the Giants? Huh? Let's get some details on
Dog's
that.
Dog's the guy at the racetrack, Charles. It's a race a mile and a quarter.
Yep.
A quarter into the race, he's leading. He's running to the window. I'm a winner! I'm a winner! I got it. I'm here. Showing everybody the ticket.
That's a good point.
Let's finish his heat.
Go ahead, Con. You may continue.
Giants 5-3 over the Dodgers. Let's gloss over that. Padres win 10-5 over the Diamondbacks. Brewers 4-1 over the Cubs, and the Reds took care of the Cardinals 10-3.
Fine.
NBA playoffs last night, game 2s. Raptors even up their series with the Nets at 1 apiece, came up with an 89-83 win. Meanwhile, the Bulls blew out the Heat 107-89. They lead 2-0, and Phoenix leads 2-0 over the Lakers, 126-98 win for the Suns. And in the NFL, the Patriots signed cornerback Torrey James. And that's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Hey, my name's Bob Gelb. I've been working at WFAN for 20 years, and there's been one constant. I still weigh over 200.
Toronto's trip, so they could put an extra game in September as they have off days.
Well, they did hint that they would play it.
Instead of a day-night doubleheader.
They did hint that they would most likely play that in the 16-19 July window.
I did see Cashman say that, but... I guess they don't want the game in September.
That was an enormously convenient right now.
Yeah, it certainly was.
It gave them a day off when they needed a day off, because they've been going so badly. It gave the bullpen a day off, and it gets Pettit Friday night, which was an enormous big good fortune.
Gets that Karstens out of the rotation.
Absolutely, gets pitted against Matsusaka, which becomes a
very big
time. That was an outing that gets you sent back to the minor. That's an outing. No, that's an outing that gets you sent back to the minor leagues. That's an outing where they say, "All right, you know what? Listen, we'll give them one more." They're not saying, "All right, we're okay." No, we give them one more. That was batting practice.
And they really
we are fooling nobody, and it is get the married men off the infield so that they don't get hurt. I mean, this was laser beam after laser beam off the bats, okay? This was ugly.
Fetal position on the mound.
This was ugly. This was, you know what? We haven't had a good outing all year with our bats. We're going to have a big day today. The Rockies were running to the bat rack. They were tripping over each other to get to a bat.
My turn.
And I thought the Mets.
Guys who had a season yesterday. You got a guy who got 5 hits, guy who got 4 hits. I mean, they had 20 hits, and they took it easy the last 3 innings.
Yeah, and by the way, he was safe last out of the game. And I know Willie was upset, but he was. Did you see that last out, Mike?
I did not.
Beltran was safe. They had a couple guys on there getting to have a rally, but it didn't make any difference.
They're not crawling back from 11.
No, not even the Mets. And the Rocky bullpen, I understand that. And I thought the Mets would win yesterday off that win the night before. Just goes to show you.
It was over in a second. Well, you got to get a good pitch.
You got to get a good pitch.
It still comes down. If you throw the wrong pitch, I don't care about your momentum. And
I agree.
He got tattooed.
He got pounded.
This was bad. This was you know what? We have to have a discussion about him. This was a discussion after the game.
One more start he gets?
Yeah, I think he gets. It better be a good one.
Does he definitely get the start? Randolph indicated that he would get it.
They said yes. They said he gets one more start, but that start's got to be good.
And that will be next week.
He'll find himself back in AAA.
Who do they play next week? Against what team?
They will find themselves, it'd be nice if you could give him a start against a really bad team.
Or the Nationals this weekend.
No, but that's not going to happen. But he's got, when they place him, I don't know. They might have an off day. I didn't figure out because I think they could skip him on an off day.
Florida at home. They got 6 straight games.
Well, they pitch him. That's okay. You can live with that. You can live with that. But, that was a situation where you had a meeting after the game and said, is this guy ready? And the Mets, the way the other guys are pitching, it stands out like a sore thumb. They don't have any games like that.
This is a hit, though, for the Mets because this is, not for the team itself, but for their developmental scenario because all I heard for a year and a half is how good Pelfrey's going to be, and he's going to be a lights-out starter, upper echelon rotation guy, and he wasn't that good last year. Then he got hurt, and as you say, a pretty decent spring training, good spring training, and now he's had 3 starts where he's been bombed. You send out in the minor leagues, where's Pelfrey going to go from here?
And remember, they brought a team in yesterday that had 5 guys in the lineup hitting under 200.
That still can hit. That team can hit.
They were in a terrible hitting slump, though, and that, yesterday Tavares gets 5 hits. All good. Helton's going to hit anybody. He had 4 hits. They were running. His line. He gave up 8 hits in 3 innings, and he didn't give up hits. He gave up P's. He was giving up lines.
3-1 homer to John Mabry.
He's giving up line drives and shots all over the ballpark. This was a non-competitive start, and the Mets, who have pitched brilliantly. Their team ERA comes into the game yesterday at 2.5. They're pitching brilliantly. That was a big shot last night. And talk about getting on a chin. We'll take a break, come back, and talk about the Rangers, who, Louis, you, my hockey guys, where were you last night?
I'm standing by my...
The Rangers took it on the chin. We'll come back and talk about that right after this.
Hi, I'm Smokey, and this is my new friend, Ernie.
Hi.
Ernie wants to be a biker.
Sure do.
Okay, just calm down, Ernie. First, you need a bike. Then you need Geico motorcycle insurance. They cover most kinds of bikes and have money-saving discounts. And finally, you'll need a nickname. Something that suits you, like, I don't know, Fuzzy Bunny.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Too late. It's already stuck, Fuzzy.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
Computer security threats such as spam, spyware, viruses, and pop-up ads invade your business every day through email, web browsing, and instant messaging. And the fastest way to stop them is with Barracuda Network's spam, firewalls, and web filters. Call 888-ANTI-SPAM now and ask for your free trial. Barracuda Network's firewalls are affordable and easy to use. That's why over 35,000 leading companies are using the award-winning firewall. Try a Barracuda firewall for free. Call 888-ANTI-SPAM, 888-ANTI-SPAM, or go online to barracuda.com. You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog.
Hey there, it's Rob Bartlett. I decided to lose 1 pound for every time I've been funny over the last 20 years, and it was the easiest 3 pounds I ever lost.
This Saturday, it's Rob Bartlett's best show ever at the Ulster Performing Arts Center in Kingston, New York. Come see me live in person in my newest and funniest show and help me lose a couple of more pounds. It's my only appearance in the area this year. Tickets are going fast. Call the box office 845-339-6088. That's 845-339-6088. Or check out robshow.com for further information about Rob Bartlett's best show ever this Saturday.
MajorWorld.com proudly presents Auto Scoop. Finally, New York has a new way to shop for cars. Auto Scoop, the searchable online consumer database of new and used cars and trucks for sale in the New York area. Go to WFAN.com and search by make, model, year, total price, warranty data, even search by monthly payment. Get the scoop. Auto Scoop. Sponsored by MajorWorld.com, home of 2,000 cars to choose from. 1% is all you pay to drive away. 1-800-MAJOR-AUTO.
At Sims, we're in stock on formal wear for the entire family. From the top designer and brand names, all at off price.
For example, men's $350 designer tuxedos are $199 at Sims. $200 tuxedos are $119. Ladies' $140 brand name PM occasion dresses, Sims $79. $100 tuxedos for boys are Sims priced at $59. Regardless of your special size, you pay the same price as a regular.
Our staff of in-store tailors can also alter your garment, often while you wait. At Sims, you can own a tuxedo for the price of renting twice.
For over 40 years, Sims has been guided by our respect for our customers. Labels you know at prices you want. At Sims, where an educated consumer is our best customer.
Sims in Manhattan, downtown on Trinity Place, and Midtown on Park Avenue. Also, Long Island, Westchester, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Hey, my name's Bob Kelvin. I've been working at WFAN for 20 years, and there's been one constant. I still weigh over 200 pounds. So, in celebration of the fan's 20th anniversary, I decided to lose 3 pounds for every year we've been on the air. How am I going to accomplish this gastronomical feat? I've got 2 words for you: Zone Chefs. Zone Chefs is convenient, with 3 delicious meals and 2 mouth-watering snacks delivered to your door fresh each day before 5 a.m. This food is fresh. It's prepared by some of the country's best chefs. With 120 days of variety, you'll never get bored with the food. You know, they really shouldn't call it a diet. It's a pleasure. The food is terrific. It's customized for your own food preferences, including allergies or any restrictions you may have. I'm down 37 pounds in just over 4 months. Now, you can do it, too. All you got to do is call Zone Chefs, 1-800-597-CHEF. That's 1-800-597-CHEF, or online at zonechefs.com.
I'm Tracy Burgess with the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by WWOR-TV My 9 tonight. starting at 7 on My 9. The Yankees gearing up for a division showdown as Toronto heads to the Bronx. My Yankees baseball, Yankees Blue Jays starting tonight at 7 only on My 9. Let's all go over to Queens. 59th Street Bridge inbound, lower level. There is a stall. It's in the left lane. Upper level is definitely the way to go. Outbound, you're doing just fine. In Brooklyn, Gowanus Huey northbound at the Prospect, we have a disabled bus that's also in the left lane and delays stretch back to the Belt Parkway merge. Problems in Cranford, New Jersey on the Garden State Parkway southbound before exit 136. It's a flipped over vehicle. 2 lanes are blocked. And then at 136, another accident, only the right lane getting by. Quiet on the Connecticut Turnpike and Long Island roads, and parking rules in effect today. The WFAN 3-day forecast. Some clouds this morning, some breaks of sun this afternoon. Mid-50s, showers tomorrow, low 60s, and Saturday, partly sunny, mid-60s. 47 and fair skies in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
Thank you, Tracy. Good morning. Mike and Amanda along with Charles McCord here. And I'll tell you, I'm blaming this on Ruffino. I'm blaming it on Dan. I'm blaming it on all my little hockey guys who kind of led me astray here. Rangers going to win. Rangers going to win. And then last night, where are the Rangers? Louis, what's going on here?
I guess it's over, then.
I know it's not over, but, you know, the Rangers were very...
I'll stick by my prediction.
Here's what I'll say, though. The Rangers were very chirpy.
Oh, they couldn't shut up.
You know, we're winning 5, Avery, you know, this and that. It might go
Be a long series, 6 games in 5 games.
Confidence thing.
Very chirpy. Where were they in the second period last night?
I know that Avery who said I'm gonna get Buffalo this, that, and the other. The idiot puts a bullseye on his back and he gets a penalty first 2 minutes of the game. I mean,
wasn't smart.
Use your noodle, will you?
You knew he was going in the box as soon as he hit the ice. I mean, you know, after what he said.
Gosh.
But, Louis, are you worried?
No way.
Hey, Dan, you were a little pro-Ranger here, too. Were you worried?
I'm not worried. I'm a little concerned after the second period last night and all the power plays they had in the first period, but
They need to get one game in Buffalo, and they have home ice advantage again.
What do you think, Charles? They're wavering.
I think some of them themselves were saying, this is a wake-up call.
That was not a good. That was an ugly game last night.
I know you're a huge hockey fan. I know you're a tremendous hockey fan.
Yeah, Con was right there. Con was riveted last night.
They're finished.
He's got the 2020 with Mike and Chris.
All right, guys, and sports is sponsored by Peerless Boilers. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless builds America's best boilers. Let's start right there. The opening of round 2, not pleasant for the Rangers. 5-2 loss in Buffalo. After a scoreless first period, the Sabres exploded for 3 goals in the second, 2 of which scored by Thomas Vanek. Tom Rennie knows where the problems began.
We started to develop a bit of a problem with penalties naturally. And, when you come out of that, the guys are, out of rhythm. The thinking process seemed to go south beyond that. And it is about the little things in the game, and Buffalo clearly demonstrated how to do that.
Game 2 Friday night. Anaheim beat Vancouver 5-1. Hat trick for Andy McDonald. In baseball, Mets wanted to finish off the sweep of the Rockies, but it was over before it started. Rockies win 11-5 at Shea. They touched up Mike Pelfrey for 6 runs in 3 innings en route to an 11-0 lead. Sean Green drove in 3 for New York. On the scoreboard, it was the Braves losing to the Marlins 4-3, so they remain a half game behind the Mets. Phillies won their 5th straight, beat the Nationals 9-3. Cardinals with a win yesterday beat the Reds 5-2. Albert Pujols with an 8th inning go-ahead 2-run double. In 16 innings, it was the Pirates with a 4-3 win over the Astros on Adam LaRoche's game-winning RBI single. The Cubs beat the Brewers 9-3. Ben Sheets left that game early with a strained groin, and the Cubs found out Mark Pryor's done for the year, had arthroscopic shoulder surgery. Diamondbacks over the Padres 3-2. Stephen Drew with a walk-off 2-run homer off Trevor Hoffman to win that game for Arizona. And the Giants with a 6-4 win over the Dodgers. Barry Bonds, home run number 741 of his career. Back in the American League, it was the Red Sox with a 6-1 win over the Orioles. The Indians in 11 beat the Rangers 8-7. Tigers 6 and the White Sox 2. Royals 4-3 winners over the Twins. The Angels behind John Lackey with his 3rd win beat the Devil Rays 9-1, and the Mariners shut out the A's 2-0. The Blue Jays and Yankees were rained out. NBA playoffs last night. Golden State went to Dallas trying to pull another upset. Not to be. Mavericks win 112-99 over the Warriors, thanks to a 15-2 third-quarter run. Spurs with a 97-88 win over the Nuggets to even up that series at 1 game apiece. Tim Duncan, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks as well. And the Cavs lead 2-0 over the Wizards. They come up with a 109-102 win. LeBron James with 27 points. Other news, Rick Carlisle fired by the Pacers. Larry Brown given permission by the 76ers to interview for the Grizzlies head coaching position. And in the NFL, Chiefs return specialist Dante Hall traded to the Rams for a 5th-round pick in this weekend's draft. And that's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN. In the beginning, there were the haves.
We're in a pretty good spot.
And the have-nots.
I'm not comfortable at all.
But CBS Tonight, in the most surprising Survivor yet.
Now, we're left out of the loop.
Everyone will feel the pain.
Now the game is really on. I'm ready to fight.
New Survivor Fiji. Then on a new CSI. A crime scene in a cat house.
I'd like to talk to the hookers.
We prefer the term pleasure provider.
How romantic.
Plus, what does it take to kill a legendary boxer? More than you can imagine.
Smashed with a crowbar, shot by a crossbow, poisoned by shrimp, and now bitten by a snake.
A twisted new CSI. And a kidnapped boy found.
4 years. Long time not to see a kid.
But the mystery is just beginning.
At some point, he figured he'd find a way to escape. He probably messed with his head, probably threatened him, God knows what else.
He saved a boy's life, and that should never be a crime.
New Shark.
Starting tonight at 8 o'clock on CBS 2 HD.
Travelocity presents the Lucky in Vegas sale. Save $75 on a flight and 4-night hotel to Las Vegas.
Hello, jackpot.
That's $75 more to enjoy on shows, tours, shopping.
Or blackjack. Hit me, baby.
The Lucky in Vegas sale. Book by April 30th and save $75.
Last one at the slot machines is a stinky tomato.
$75 off when you book with your MasterCard card. Visit Travelocity.com for details. Travelocity. You'll never roam alone.
Okay, Razor, we're breathing and breathing.
Cutting, chopping, pulsing.
Slow it down.
Cut, cut. blood. Shake it, shake it.
Okay, you're a razor. All this kinetic motion is not healthy.
Healthy. Vibrate, chop, cut down.
There's a lot of crazy blades out there. That's why there's Nivea for Men Replenishing Aftershave Balm. It soothes and helps heal razor burn.
I can't help you when you're like that.
Lacerate.
Replenishing Aftershave Balm. Only from Nivea for Men.
How many years will it take to pay off your mortgage? 20? 30? The rest of your life? Well, what if I said you could eliminate your mortgage in as little as 5 years with just the money you already make? And what if you could get a free tape to get you started today?
In 6 years, we were able to pay off our mortgage and all of our debts. Today, we are totally debt-free.
Hi, I'm John Commuta, creator of the Transforming Debt into Wealth system. My system doesn't consolidate your debt, it eliminates it. You can eliminate all your debts, including your mortgage, in as few as 5 to 7 years. Call today and I'll send you a free tape showing you the power of my proven system. That's right, free.
I will be able to pay off my house in approximately 2.5 years on a 30-year mortgage.
You can eliminate your debt faster than you ever imagined. Call right now and I'll rush you my free tape. 1-800-400-7990. That's 1-800-400-7990. 1-800-400-7990.
Hello, sir.
Hello, young man.
Here's your 3 medium, 1-topping, hand-tossed style Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5 each.
Oh, right. You're sure about this, though. 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas at $5 each?
Yeah, that's right.
Because once I give you the money and you give me the pizzas, that officially completes the transaction, and that's a legally binding deal.
Okay.
Further, I feel obligated to inform you that I am a lawyer, and this then constitutes an oral contract.
Right.
Ergo, no changing your mind, since the price is now officially locked at $5 each.
I know. Isn't it great?
I'll allow it. And by the way, I do have witnesses.
Okay.
And no givesy-backsies.
Givesy-backsies?
Yes, it's a legal term.
It's no mistake. Pay just $5 each for 3 medium, 1-topping, hand-tossed style Pizza Hut pizzas. That's right, just $5 each. It's more great Pizza Hut pizza for less money. Want more value every day? Get America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut.
Must ask for this offer when ordering and buy at least 3 pizzas. Limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery charges, and areas may vary. Additional toppings $1.25 each, up to 3 toppings. Not valid on specialty recipes.
Mike and the Mad Dog along with Charles McCord here. All right, Louie, let's get to the inevitable, all right? Giants win.
Oh, best player in baseball. I can't. A-Rod's better. A-Rod.
Let's calm down a little.
Hey,
I'll give you the answer to the league right now.
No, I can't do A-Rod. That's
Bonds, let's listen.
The pitch. Bonds swing, and it's a high drive to center field. Going back is Pierre. At the warning track, at the wall. Goodbye! A 3-run homer for Barry Bonds, just to the right of the 395-foot marker, and he clears off the bases. The Giants have a 4-0 lead. That is number 741 in the illustrious career of Barry Bonds.
Well,
he has found the fountain of youth.
You know what? I know this.
I think we know where we found it, but
I was going to
say, not Ponce de Leon. I think we know where we found it.
Listen, I understand this will bother people, but forget A-Rod. I can't compare him to A-Rod. He gets 1 pitch a game. He is, and I know this is going to annoy people. He's still the best player in the National League. Say what you want. He's got Rich Aurilia and Ray Durham around him. He is Pujols. We all know how great he is too. But Bonds is still, he gets 1 pitch a game. He walks constantly. He's hitting 356. He's carrying the Giants. He's by far he's still best in the National League. There's no way around it.
My baseball season is going perfectly according to plan. Now have Dog where he's starting to get a little cocky with the Giants.
Well,
with Bonds, with the Giants. Because on opening day, he had dismissed the team for the season.
Well, you did too. You hated it. You didn't think they were going to win 7 in a row. You think they were the worst team in the National League.
They're not my team. But I wanted to drag you in so that you now can have some crushing defeats. Where now you start to believe.
I do a little bit.
And then the Yankees are playing badly, so now he's starting to believe there too. And now what'll happen is the world goes from upside down to real.
That's that.
And the Yankees start winning, the Giants start losing. Flip.
I'll say this though, Mike. And Mike, I think would agree. How bad can a team be when I have him playing left field and I have Zito and Kane top of the rotation? How bad? I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, I got 2 very good pitchers, maybe the 2 best combination in the National League. Maybe Smoltz and Hudson, you can argue. Who's that much better than those 2?
Well,
the top 2 guys. I don't know who.
It is amazing. This is a guy who didn't want the Mets to give Zito $75 million.
I love him.
Now the Giants give him double that, and he's now the best pitcher in baseball.
Well, no, but you got a combination, Mike, in the National League.
I would take Smoltz and Hudson over them, yes.
Maybe.
Hudson's just been unbelievable.
Maybe.
He has been unbelievable this year.
It's arguable. Say what you want, it is arguable. I mean, the Mets don't have anybody better than that.
No, they don't.
Milwaukee doesn't.
No.
The Dodgers don't. San Diego doesn't.
There's not a lot of great top of the rotations in the National League.
So they got those two, and they got him. Now, how bad can you be with those
somebody, but I don't know who somebody is.
Jason Jennings?
Yeah, the problem is they don't have a second.
I mean, listen, they don't have the best pitcher, but they might have the best two.
And the question is, honestly, how much can Bonds actually play this year? It is still April, and he is an old man. Now, I agree he has found the fountain of youth.
And he played very well last year's second half.
Yes, and he looked great in the spring. I thought he'd get a great start. Question is, does he get hurt? Can he run all year? I mean, he has at times looked like his knees go. He does have chronic knee problems. So right now they look good, but that can change in a day, in a step. That can change. Last year he looked like he couldn't move at times. So you do have to worry about that over the long haul.
You did see what he said to Morgan this week, did you not?
Yeah, that he's better than he has been in years. I agree with that. Understand? Hey, it's remarkable how he is at this age that productive. But again, I think we know that he has found the fountain of youth.
Now, if you're going to chalk it up to steroids, I can't argue that.
I think his conditioning program, which might include a couple of things that,
couple of enhancements.
Yeah, little enhancements. But, I mean, that's,
I tell you
we all, listen, the world knows he does it. The whole world knows he does it. Baseball basically acknowledges he does it by the fact that they acknowledge it by the fact that they will not honor his record, that they feel he does
We don't know he's doing it right now.
No, but the point of the matter is we don't know that he's not doing it now because they can't test for human growth hormone. So why even go there? The point of the matter is baseball will not even acknowledge his record.
Well, if we're going to be that cynical about it, I could talk about anybody with steroids. So I can talk about A-Rod. How do I know? I mean, he's not testing him.
But he has a history. That he has proved that he will put those in his body.
I understand, but I can say that. But see,
there's no reason to think
you're trying to spoil the party.
I'm not spoiling the party.
Bonds is playing great.
Listen, you're raining on the
guy's playing. The guy's playing great, and you want to say, well, who knows what he's doing?
No.
The guy's playing great baseball.
We all know he's doing that stuff. I mean,
we don't know he's doing it now. You don't know that either. It's not fair to say that. You want to say that 3 years ago? I couldn't agree with you more. You have no proof he's doing it now.
Again, why would we think he has stopped?
Oh, because he hasn't failed the drug test.
They don't test for human growth hormone.
All right,
and we got a pattern of behavior.
And where's he getting it from? His dealer's in jail.
We do have a pattern of behavior.
Well, Chuck, if you killed somebody 5 years ago, does that mean you killed somebody now? I mean, where's one crime lead to another?
But his level of performance at an extended age is remarkable.
I understand that, but I mean...
Whatever he's doing, he does it. Hey, listen, we're past that. We are past that.
Well, you would have brought it up.
But no one even debates that anymore. That he's steroid user. Don't even debate it.
We know that.
Even baseball doesn't debate it.
Here's what I know right now. Guy's the best player in the National... He's the best player in the National League. You can sit there and say he's this, he's that, put the cynicism on all you want it. The bottom line is there's not a better player in the league right now than him. And last year's second half, he was phenomenal. And he's been great again.
We all know that.
Be fair.
We all know that.
We know he's a steroid user. I don't think he's doing it now. I can't swear it, and you can't swear he is.
Nothing. Just let him play. Baseball doesn't have... There's no answer for that situation with him. There's no answer. There's no way to deal with it. Baseball doesn't know how to deal with it. They don't know what to do with it.
Well, I would just look at the games and say, you know what, he's playing great. I don't look at all the other players who do great and cast aspersions on them because I can't prove it one way or the other whether they're doing steroids or not. So you shouldn't do that to Bonds.
Well, there's a big issue here, though, Doug. A-Rod, Pujols, guys on the level we're putting Bonds on are...
How about Clemens?
They are 10 years. They are 10 years younger than he is.
How about Clemens?
But Clemens doesn't even play full seasons anymore.
Why, last year he was great, and don't put him in there.
But his concession to age, concession to this age, Dog, is he admits he can't do it for a full season.
Well, I think he probably could. I don't think he wants to be involved for 6 months a year.
But he doesn't play full seasons anymore.
And he's also older than Bonds, and he's also a pitcher. So it's a little. But here's the point. If we are going to rain on every Bonds' home run, you go ahead and rain on it. I can't do anything about it. Bottom line is, right now, he's the best player in the National League. You want to say, well, I don't take it seriously. Steroids is the reason. That's fine, but there's nothing we can do about it.
I totally agree.
So I'm not even going to get into it because if I get into it, I'll look at every player in baseball and don't watch and follow it because I can't take him seriously because I don't test for the blood thing. So I could say that about A-Rod. A-Rod didn't never done this before, so say it about him. Say it about... Well, why not? Who knows?
A-Rod is still in the prime of his career.
But I don't want to...
He's 10 years younger.
I don't want to put A-Rod into this scenario, but the bottom line is...
A-Rod has never tested positive for anything.
But he's never been tested for the blood.
But he's never been involved in this before.
I understand, but we can bring up every player if you want, and you can say that. And I'm not doing it for Bonds. I'm not ruining my season because people don't like the fact he's sitting on runs. Bottom line is, he's playing great baseball. You know, it's funny. Last year when he stunk,
Right. First half of the year, nobody say anything.
Right.
Now all of a sudden he's great, and we say something again. How come I didn't hear you or anybody else
how come he
between
has,
April, May, June last year say anything about Bonds and
Because
steroids?
he has not gone great.
Not a word.
You can bring up Giambi, dog, because his body.
I brought up Giambi forever about Giambi.
And Sheffield? Because
And Sheffield.
every time it
Forever.
looks like he is finally aging, he makes a comeback.
What, do I look at every Giambi home run now that he's hit and go
You
crazy
can
with
look
him?
at any player you want.
Giambi is as guilty
You're
as
the one.
anybody.
You're the one who is sensitive to this.
Mike, you brought it up. I didn't
Hey,
bring it up. You, as
all
soon as
I
Bonds
said-
hit a home run, you said, well, who knows what he's doing?
I said
if
he has
you wanna
found
go
the
with-
fountain of youth. He is an old man.
And maybe
he's
Giambi.
still hitting home runs at this level
And maybe,
as an old man.
And maybe Giambi,
That's fine.
after he did thing, maybe he's taking
But he is-
maybe he's taking shots in the
You know,
fanny
but maybe,
before he hits home runs. I don't know.
But maybe he should go get the other stuff because he's not hitting as many home runs as Bonds.
Oh, he's been great. He's been hitting 38 homers last year. He was dead 2 years ago. Couldn't hit.
Right.
And all of a sudden he started hitting again.
But he's
so
not-
why did I look at Giambi and do the same thing that you do to Bonds?
You can
the
do
season's
that.
begun.
But I don't care if you do that. You
Well,
can do that anytime you want.
I mean, the guy's
But
hitting home
here
runs
is a
every
guy
other
who
way,
is
I tell you.
breaking records. He's breaking records.
Hey, I understand that.
That's it. And that's why it's different. He said, "What? Here's why it's different, Doug. Because what is it?"
Al Monroe. You idiot.
We could have saved Janice and Jimmy.
Holy ass. You could die if you take too many pills, kids.
Dr. Earl, is your product being sold successfully over the internet, or can people get it in stores?
It's sold over the phone.
Oh, yeah?
It's mail order. Mm-hmm.
And how would one go about getting your product?
There's an 800 number they can call.
Oh, what's the 800 number?
888
Uh-huh.
248
Uh-huh.
6.
Wait, what? Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Dr. Smith, we were losing your communication.
Yeah, what happened? We wanted you to give out that 1-800 number for your product. What was that number again?
888
Uh-huh.
248
Uh-huh.
6.
And this way you will get the product. Dr. Smith, are you there, Dr. Smith?
Yes, I am.
Is there a problem with your phone? You must be calling on a cell phone.
Yeah, that's it. I'm on a cell phone.
Yeah, okay.
Do I detect sarcasm? My sensors pick up sarcasm, Dr. Smith.
No, you wouldn't get any sarcasm from me.
That sounds sarcastic.
Are you a married fella?
No, sir.
More surprises. Ha, ha, ha. Dr. Smith.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't.
Girlfriend?
Not really. Dating.
Dating what?
Girls.
Another robot?
Another robot.
Do you slip her a Mickey? Ha, ha.
Well, if that's what you call it.
Very energetic.
You're as exciting as bone cancer.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey. How long has type of comment is that? How long has golden mood been on the market?
Probably about 30 days.
Who cares?
30 days. Are you selling a lot?
I really haven't checked yet. I've just started doing radio interviews.
Because it says that you want to it's supposed to make people's mood better. Is it a bottle with an old person falling down steps in it?
No, but that might work, I suppose. For some people.
You ever see an old hip bone shatter? Cheers you right up.
What type of doctor are you?
Family practice.
I remember Dr. Smith used to like young William. Is that correct, Dr. Smith? You liked young Will Robinson.
How did you find that out?
I saw the episodes, Dr. Smith.
Hey, we got someone on the line that has tried the product. What is it called again, Doc?
Golden Mood.
Golden Mood.
And it's
Golden Mood. Morning.
And you're on it, and it peps you up, right?
Absolutely.
There's a guy. His name's West Coast Dave. He has tried your product. We're in a lot of cities, sir. So let's see what he thinks of the product. West Coast Dave.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi. I tried Dr. Smith's product, and it really pepped me up. Like last week, I went lawn bowling, and I find myself full of energy and pep, and I am able to enjoy life a lot better now.
Well, that's a rousing endorsement for Dr. Smith's product.
I
appreciate
enjoy
that. Thank you.
a great degree. I'm going to go throw myself off the Golden Gate Bridge now.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Well, Dave enjoys the product, Dr. Smith.
Well, I'm glad it helped Dave out.
Do you have any celebrity endorsements besides Kurt Cobain?
No, I don't.
Can you imagine this guy off of the product?
Is it possible I could melt those pills down for a golden shower?
What were you like off the medication, Dr. Smith?
I was boring.
God, you should be a Canadian.
That was funny.
All right, wow.
Everything feels better.
Eli.
On Golden Mood.
Eli.
Yeah, hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, good. We're talking to Dr. Smith.
I have a problem, Dr. Smith. I get down a lot and depressed, and sometimes the only thing that cheers me up is whacking my girlfriend a couple of times. I think your product will help me out.
It'll give you the stamina that you need.
Oh, there you go.
No problem.
But Doc, I think if you're beating up your wife, your girlfriend, you don't want stamina, you idiot.
Torture! It's torture!
You're awful.
Wow. I got to tell you something.
What's that?
You are absolutely the worst radio guest we've ever had on this show. We've been on the air together, Opie and I, for, I believe, seven
some odd years.
Some odd years. You are probably, and I'm not even being wacky,
That's
probably the most boring guy we've ever spoken to.
But you'll remember me.
No.
Because I'm the worst. I've never been the best at anything.
True.
So I'll be the worst.
Mad. He'll probably.
But Doc, if you're going to promote a product that's going to pep you up, shouldn't you go on the radio really peppy? Do some cocaine or smoke some crack before you do these radio interviews. You have the energy of a sloth. Thank you, Vito.
You working on anything else, holistic medicine, besides the golden?
Are you working on a personality?
Anything like that?
I've got other products in the making.
What do they do?
I guess I'm going to have to do some therapy or something.
Yeah.
Well, at least you could give out the phone number for 18 cities. So why don't you give out the phone number for the Golden Mood?
Okay, the Golden Mood phone number is 888-248.
And we got operators standing by?
Absolutely.
Dr. Smith, I have to ask you something.
Sure.
You say you're a family practice?
Right.
Yet you don't prescribe any type of drugs?
Nope.
All right, can we play a game?
Absolutely.
What year was Dr. Smith's license taken away? Can we play that?
And why?
And why?
And why?
Can we play?
Yeah, when did he get out of drug therapy himself?
Was that it?
Yeah, no.
You started dipping into the medicine cabinet yourself? Little of the morphine. Oh, need morphine.
I think there's a story with Dr. Smith.
There's some kind of story because there's no family practice guy that doesn't prescribe the dope.
It was at the same time when I quit doing the pelvic exams on the women.
Oh, the pelvic
exam.
Was there some type of touching thing that happened?
It was the pedophile, the drug thing, it was the whole thing. It was so stressful. It just all came together at once.
Yeah. Dr. Smith, I'm being serious here. There has to be a story why you're not prescribing drugs to people. Did you ever prescribe drugs to people?
Sure. I worked for 20 years.
20 years. And then
family practice.
What happened?
Something happened.
Something happened. What happened to change your outlook on medicine?
Well, I had to come up with one incident, I guess. You're probably right. When I lived in Branson, Missouri, and my mom died from overuse of medication. Wrong kind.
Sorry to hear that, Dr. Smith. Sorry.
I appreciate the sympathy.
Wow,
so
where's everyone going?
Over medication. Jim is in a corner right now. From over medication.
Right.
All right.
What was the drug of choice?
What was the drug of choice?
Of your
what was the ailment and what was prescribed and how did it happen?
Of your dear old mom.
It was just an anti-inflammatory. Her stomach, she bled to death.
Sorry. God, that's depressing. It wasn't you that prescribed it, though, right?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. No. Just because that would have been even
why
more
was she
tragic.
taking the drug?
It was because of some kind of
arthritis. Arthritis, yeah.
Arthritis?
Right.
She had arthritis of the stomach?
No, arthritis, and then she took an anti-inflammatory, and I guess she was over-medicated, and it caused her stomach to bleed?
Mm-hmm.
Did it explode?
No, it wouldn't explode. It would just kind of bleed open.
Yeah, it bleeds. Yeah.
So did she get bloated and stuff?
No.
Why didn't anybody see this happening and And maybe
When it happens pretty quick.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, what happens?
She bled, and they tried to take her stomach out, and she died on the operating table.
Huh. Jeez.
So, then you decided that medication was no good, right?
Huh? Yeah.
That kind of...
Bad medication.
That kind of put you over the line?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's one for the old timers. You mean me?
Wow. So that, then you went into holistic medicine.
How old were you when your mom died, if I may ask?
45, I'll say.
45. Yeah.
Hey, screw this. The wiffle ball bat girl's here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Dr. Smith, thank you so much.
Okay, buddy.
You want to give out that phone number once again?
No.
Why wouldn't?
Hey, that's the best, funniest thing you've said.
Why wouldn't you want to give out the phone number? I'm insulted.
No.
What's the matter, Dr. Smith? You okay?
It's like Linus in the football or something, you know? It's like I'm going to be kicking the football. Nope, I'm not going to do it.
Dr. Smith.
Oh, now you're going to make us feel bad.
No.
Give it out for the plug.
Hey,
Give it out for the plug.
What's going on Wednesday over there with this WOW thing?
Wow?
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know anything about
Oh,
wow.
come on, guys.
You're more depressing than Old Yeller.
I just talked to a friend of mine in New York, and he told me that on Wednesdays you guys do a WOW thing.
Really?
Yeah, Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Girls like flash guys on the way home if they see WOW in their car.
Yeah, like why couldn't you call me on Wednesday? Maybe that would have put me in a better mood.
You're in a bad mood? Why?
No, I'm not in a bad mood.
Did we get off to a bad start?
Well, I just...
Why don't you free your mind here? Why don't you tell us what you think of us? You all right?
What I think of you guys?
You all right? You all right?
Oh, yeah, you're a lot of fun.
You sound a little... It sounds like you're going to, take a warm bath and slit your wrists after you hang up the phone.
You have any friends, Dr. Smith?
Do I have any friends?
Yeah, you got any friends?
I think I got a couple.
That's good.
All right. You get laid?
He said he's dating, Ope.
It hasn't been real recent I haven't gotten laid, no.
You want us to get you laid?
Out in New York?
Yeah.
You know.
You made up that over-medicating story, right? She died from boredom of one of your visits.
I'm not even a doctor.
You're not
You
even...
what?
I'm not even a doctor.
Then why are you Dr. Smith?
Well, I had to come up with something.
Hold the phone.
Wait, you're doing...
You said that you practiced 20 years and you were an emergency room doctor.
I know, but Dr. Smith couldn't take the call, and he asked me to come in here and sit and talk on the phone. Said there were a couple of jerks from New York calling, and he wanted to...
So he's trying to be wacky.
I think you're lying,
No.
Dr. Smith.
No, I'm not.
You're Dr. Smith.
No, I'm not.
Dr. Smith would never have somebody else come on when he has something to talk about.
That's right.
No, he was busy, and he just asked me to come on and sit here and...
I give you credit. It's a good out. I like it.
Okay.
I
You
like
don't want
it.
people to think that you really are a bore because you
Yeah.
want people to buy your product. I understand all that.
That's okay.
And the
Kirksville College?
and the mom's death thing, pretty sad.
That was sad.
Very
I
sad.
understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Smith.
Okay, guys.
Good luck with the product. You sure you don't want to give the number out again? I really feel bad now. And you know what? Aunt and we like to goof around, but when it's over and done with, we like to make good. So
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Hold on,
Thank you,
Dr.
Doc.
Smith. You were a good sport. You took our abuse. You took everything we threw at you. You didn't hang up. You
And
hung
you're a
in
good
there.
guy. You're a good guy.
So we got our fun out of you, and now we should make good.
Okay, you ready?
The phone number.
888.
Right. Go ahead. I didn't do nothing yet.
248.
Right.
Dr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Do you want Mr. DVD's phone number?
You guys can have a blast together.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Thank
Okay,
you.
guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
There he goes.
There
Our
he is.
new pal, Dr.
Dr. Smith.
We better keep in touch with that guy.
I
He's
like
gonna kill
him.
himself soon.
Woo! Woo! Party radio with Dr. Smith.
That was some of the most uncomfortable radio I've ever heard.
You actually left your seat and walked into the corner when Obi played the canned laughter over the mom story. That was probably the worst use of canned laughter I've ever heard. Wait, Russ wants to say something. Russ, what's up?
Man, I know you go for the cringe radio thing, but with the mom on the operating table and taking out the stomach, you're going to hell, guys. You are all going straight to hell. Norton, you rule.
Thanks, man.
Later.
Okay. God damn. Talk about this goddamn up-tempo number after a mom dying. Hi. It's Linus in the football. Linus in the football. Linus. Very good analogy from the very boring Dr. Smith. I'm not Dr. Smith.
Except it's Charlie Brown.
I know. But I didn't want to correct it. It's so funny. He's just like, I'm not Dr. Smith. Then he's like, I'm not Dr. Smith. That guy was... Hey, Rick, great job. Rick, great booking. Great booking, Rick. Thank God we could go with just about anything with this radio program. First imagine a bad guest. Imagine a real radio show that had to have him on. What would they do? So tell us more about your product. Bravo. We'll be back with the Opie and Anthony show. Stay there.
Hear what everyone else is talking about. O&A Uncut and Live continuing the show on XM Satellite Radio starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. Visit xmradio.com to subscribe.
It's the Opie and Anthony show.
92.3 Free FM.
Free FM. Doghouse.
I don't want people to think I'm this arrogant, cocky jock, so I'll ask people, hey, what you got going this weekend, bud?
Join the Doghouse with JV and Elvis. Weekdays after Opie and Anthony at 9 a.m. on Free FM.
It was really heavy rain this weekend. Unexpected. I didn't know we were going to get that kind of rain.
90% rain days. I saw, Charles, the clear outs after midnight, the weather. You thought it was...
I heard it was
the Weather Channel this morning.
Then that's...
I was watching the Weather Channel 5 to 5. They said after midnight, I want to make sure my kids' games are being played this weekend. They said tomorrow will be all right, Sunday all right, but they said after midnight. That's why
I'll double check it for you.
Hopefully the Yankees get a little window.
I know the Yankees will play, but
nice
they might wait. They might wait.
We'll see.
All right.
And don't forget, you can't forget about the winning streak that's now taking place on the West Coast.
I'll tell you right now.
They are playing well. They are playing well.
You know how that upside-down world? The Giants don't lose for a week, and the Yankees don't win for a week.
And
who would have expected that?
I'm working with Mike in the morning. They're getting better than that.
And something tells me we're upside down, and so baseball's upside down.
And something tells me, Mike, it'll flip over again.
Yeah.
Because it's only April.
Somehow those patterns will reverse itself.
We know one thing that won't flip is your Texas Rangers. They're not flipping anywhere, my friend.
8-13 and headed for 10-20.
And I'll tell you something else, Con. This year, they're also dogs, Texas Rangers.
I know they are.
In more ways than one.
You got that?
You know what that makes, Mike? A lot of early morning phone calls.
To see him suffer, I'll put up with the loss, Mike.
What is Ron Washington doing? It is the classic doggy can't lose scenario. If they lose, he can kill me for an hour and a half.
And if they win, hey, Mama's with you all the way.
Exactly.
Here's his 2020, Mike and Chris.
All right, guys, the Major League debut of Philip Hughes didn't get past the fifth inning. Yankees shut out by the Blue Jays 6-0. Their sixth straight loss. Hughes allowed 2 runs in the first, then tossed 3 scoreless frames before giving up 2 more in the fifth and getting pulled. A.J. Burnett tossed 7 scoreless innings himself, allowed only 4 hits for the win. Hughes felt okay about the outing.
I made a few good pitches. But, like I was saying, when you fall behind so much like I was, it's tough to put guys away, and, I really wasn't able to do it.
Rest of the American League scores. The Red Sox got a grand slam from Willie Mo Pena, and they beat the Orioles 5-2, 4th straight loss for Baltimore. Josh Beckett's 5-0. The Angels took care of the Devil Rays 11-3. Indians over the Rangers 9-4, despite 2 homers from Sammy Sosa. Cleveland has won 5 straight. In 11, the Twins shut out the Royals 1-0, and the Mariners doubled up the A's 4-2. The Tigers and White Sox were rained out. Over in the National League, the Giants have won 8 straight, beat the Dodgers 5-4. Diamondbacks 7 and the Padres 4. Phillies fell to the Nationals 4-2. Their 5-game winning streak snapped. Cardinals beat the Reds 7-5, and the Pirates beat the Astros 5-3. And the bloody sock controversy appears over. Orioles broadcaster Gary Thorne, Red Sox catcher Doug Mirabelli spoke yesterday, a day after Thorne said on the broadcast that Mirabelli told him the blood on Curt Schilling's sock in Game 6 of the 2004 World Series was actually paint. Here's Thorne.
I talked to Doug. He was wonderful. We had a complete discussion about it this afternoon. There was a misunderstanding as to what was said in the clubhouse at the time. He said one thing, and I heard something else. And I reported what I heard and what I honestly felt was said.
So the controversy appears dead. Ottawa jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the first period, and it was too much for the Devils to overcome in the NHL playoffs as New Jersey loses 5-4. They fall behind 1-0. San Jose shut out the Red Wings in Detroit 2-0. They lead that Western Conference semifinal 1-0. NBA, the only road team to win, the Pistons. They're up 3-0 on the Magic. They win in Orlando 93-77. Not surprisingly, Kobe Bryant took over for the Lakers, had 45. L.A. beat the Suns 95-89. They trailed 2-1. And the Jazz won their first game, beat the Rockets 81-67. They trailed 2-1 in that series. And that's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Do you ever have one of those aha moments where something just dawns on you, like, that's what I did with that file? Well, if you have Optimum Online and Optimum Voice at home, and you own a business or run an IT department, you're about to have a serious aha moment. Okay, you already know how reliable Optimum products are. You've already been spoiled.
I was just sitting here, nothing else would happen. Now, the world has turned upside down.
Yes. Now, let me ask you a question now. Now, be fair. Give me a solid, throw me a bone.
What?
Last night, watching that Yankee game in 40-degree weather with nobody in the ballpark, and A.J. Burnett wildly effective. You mean to tell me you were not worried that the Yankees were so out of it and so listless in that game? You didn't say to yourself, come on, Joe, a little fire on them, something.
I think what it did was it put a lot of pressure on them in an April game, which I never, ever, ever admit to, an April game pressure. I think there's pressure on them tonight. I will admit that. There is actually an important April game. They need Pettit, who is a symbol. As you know, he's a symbol.
They need him.
They need Pettit to come up big against Matsuzaka.
All right, if Pettit lost tonight, if I talk to you at 11 o'clock, 7-4 Red Sox.
Big problems.